A very good morning. Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso on SABC3 on this Monday morning, but not just any Monday morning. Of course, the Monday where we celebrate Freedom Day here in South Africa, a very special and a very important holiday. And I was saying to Ilana earlier on that I was very shocked yesterday when I was speaking to a friend of mine who said that they didn't know what Freedom Day was all about. How many people out there do you think don't know what Freedom Day is all about?
But you know what, I think well, they can be forgiven if they're part of the born-free generation.
No, he was not. He was not. So I wrapped him over the nugget. I was like, I am China.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Well, for those of you who are like, why do I get an extra day to be at home? 2 decades ago, South Africans experienced a defining moment in history, where for the very first time, we got to vote in South Africa's first free democratic elections on Wednesday, the 27th of April. When was it?
1994.
There we go. I knew the first one. But I mean, for those people, I think as we go on in years, it's very easy to forget. It really is very easy to forget all of the people that laid down their lives for this opportunity for us to be free and to have a democratic government and to be equal with one another and to marry who we want and to, serve whatever God we want, to follow any kind of religion. And those are important things that we have as South Africans. So if you didn't know,
now you know.
I know, but it's exciting because it incorporates a whole bunch of other things, whether it is our flag, whether it is how we treat each other. I mean, one of the things that excites me is just having a look and reflecting on 94. You think, where was I in 1994? Where am I now? And I'm busy writing this blog where I'm saying, literally, I think we're all better off than what we were in 1984. Think about what your life was like and how things have evolved, and it's really become greater and it's become better. Also, it's only our 5th election since then.
We're babies.
We're going to be voting for the 5th time, and I went only 5.
Yeah.
So even though it's only 5, it's 5 more free elections that we would have had. So thank you to all, I guess, all of those leaders that has fought up until now, and even our parents. Think of what they went through to make sure that we all can vote or have an amazing life.
I actually saw quite an interesting tweet yesterday from Gareth Cliff, who said, now that we're 20 years old, we can't behave like teenagers anymore.
And speaking of which, I mean, this is an important time where a lot of the born-frees are getting their first time to vote right now. And so as we celebrate Freedom Day and we look back on 20 years of freedom, it's so much more important that you realize how powerful and important your vote is. And with that being said, not just going to a polling station and putting your ex next to a party or whatever. Read up, young people. Use your smartphones, use your internet connections to find out who it is and why it is you're voting for whomever it is you choose to vote for. It's still your choice at the end of the day, but make sure you make an informed decision. But, young people in South Africa, we are very cool, we're vibrant like that. And yesterday, which was the 27th of April, when we all celebrated Freedom Day, there were a lot of celebrations going around the country. And as part of the art festival that brings Freedom Day, that really celebrates Freedom Day, hip-hop, rap and dance were all used, and respected graffiti artists from across the country were invited to participate in a graffiti competition. So take a look at this.
Today, Newtown in Josie hosts a vibrant Freedom Day celebration. The Back to the City Hip Hop Festival celebrates all aspects of this art form and warmed up to the main event with a graffiti contest over the weekend.
The graffiti competition has always been a part of the Back to the City festival. I think what makes it important is that it is quite a free form of expression. It's about artists taking ownership of their city and the streets they live in, and I guess adding their own freedom and flair to it, and their own bit of art and expression to that. We take entries from all the local crews as well as Cape Town and Durban up to a month before the festival starts. Crews can enter between 3 and 4 members per crew, and they have to enter a sketch that has to do with the theme. This year's theme is 20 years of freedom. And then there's a selection process. In addition to the crews, we also have a lot of guest artists that aren't participating in the competition.
7 crews took part in the competition. They had 2 days to paint Newtown highway pillars and had to complete their work by sunset on Sunday.
My inspiration behind my artwork is my Asian background. I mean, my dad is Chinese and my mom's white, and I mean, Rainbow Nation, So I just went with some color, and this is my 3rd time doing graph, and this is my first competition ever. It's magical.
Our inspiration for our mural today is basically bringing it back to the city. So I decided to illustrate the character depicting Mother Earth, and in the center we'll paint a city scene. So it's basically just looking forward to the future and not forgetting your past. You have to remember where you come from and your roots and everything it took to bring us here, but also looking forward and how you can change things in your own personal capacity.
Love it or hate it, tour guide Joe Buitendach loves seeing graffiti in the spotlight.
I think graffiti's influenced the tourism in Joburg in a huge way. Everyone always thinks of tourism as this thing with walking tours of historical sites or bus tours of historical sites, and graffiti adds a whole new layer to what tourism can be. And it also is aimed at quite a different market. It's a younger, funkier market, people who like taking photos, and we're getting tourists coming in for just graffiti now. I think a lot of people love the color. I think, a city is this really grey, it's like this big concrete jungle. If you bring a bit of color into it, it changes it completely.
There's a growing understanding that graffiti murals and graffiti vandalism are two different things. All the street art in Newtown is sanctioned. The city councils are showing support, artists are getting commissioned for their work, and tourism is increasing.
You can't really drive anywhere in Joburg without seeing graffiti or street art, and it's really becoming big in the city. There's a huge platform for it at this festival, and it's really becoming an important way of creating art.
The pillar art will remain untouched for a year. Do browse if you're joining the celebrations in Newtown today.